Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Today is Monday. I hope you guys all enjoyed the Brother Chicken show yesterday. It was kind of a fun rant. Had a couple really cool little things later on. I think it was around the 2 hour mark. We did like a live back test of a trade and with commentary as the trade was going through. And hey, we actually got the girl to throw her panties up on stage. So you'll have to watch the video to understand that joke. But I don't know. I don't need to do too long of a rant here today. It is sort of a semi-holiday. Usually on Mondays we have a report from our CTO, but he was MIA today. And actually, we had a report from one of our UK aficionados, fundamental analyst Jamie today, and he was even saying that he was the only person in the office today over there. So, business as usual here in North America. And what I do see, of course, this is the first 2 weeks of the new quarter. So we really want to watch capital flows through this period to see sort of where the fund managers think we are on the economic cycle and all that kind of wonderfulness. Do we have that commodity outperformance through the first couple weeks here? Right out of the gate, actually, I'm seeing a lot of money pouring into risk and pouring into things like the big, I don't know whether you call them value, but big cap growth stocks, I guess. And even put like tweets out to that effect. That where I'm seeing the money really flow into today is in like Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, all those really big names. I got a feeling we might see some outperformance because the charts actually look pretty ripe. A lot of bullish setups. In fact, actually, I think I probably have it on here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, look at these. I don't know whether Tesla, that doesn't look like it's ready to go yet. That still looks like it needs more work. But look at, who's this? Amazon. Look at that base, man. Get ready, fucking Bezos, jerk. Look at the foggy levels up top here. Totally telegraphing the move. Here's Microsoft, Bill Gates, just arrogant as always. Bots within bots. Very bullish setups here. That looks like it wants to go higher. The Goog. The Goog has been very quiet through all of this, which I find fascinating. Their revenues coming in from YouTube must just be staggeringly huge. So, believe it or not, actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see Google rip all the way up into here into the end of the year. Apple, we had actually talked about how Apple came up on some TRI screeners of late. I looked at the fundamentals, and Jesus, these companies are getting expensive. But the problem is if the currency thing themselves is useless and worthless, then these things just get bid up just to offset the depreciation of the currency. It's not really like you're buying value here as these stocks go up. It's just a hedge, really. And my comment on the tweet was like, the sad part about it is currencies are going to be devalued. People who save money, they're screwed. Ironically enough, these guys own their own equity. So it's a zero-sum game to them. Instead of paying $100 for a dinner, you got to pay $1,000 for fucking dinner now. But so what if their stock goes up 10x? Well, it's just a zero-sum game to them. But for all of us, we just get screwed over. Thank you, central bankers. Thank you, democratically elected politicians, for lying to us for about past 20, 30, 40 years. And what do they say? Oh, we're mortgaging our children's future. Well, guess what? This is our future. You mortgaged it. We're fucked. Thank you very much. Hugs and kisses. Oh, well, crazy world. Rant, 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 rant. Old man yells at something. Interneting? Where do we want to go with you guys here today? I got to tell you, I absolutely love the work Sjord's done with our dashboard and our internal indicators. Interesting, I was saying earlier, we're seeing a lot of risk getting bid up. Interesting, too, on our histograms. I do find this fascinating. All of the world currencies. Remember I said, if you ever see these things heavily, heavily embedded, both the short term and the medium term, something's about to pivot here. And it is interesting how I've been touting being bullish of the US dollar recently. And the US dollar right now looks like it's about to get punched in the nose. So all of these international currencies are all, you can see the empire top here. Got a long way down to key support here. So in essence, our dashboard here, the data coming out of the currencies perfectly aligns with that US dollar top. These things are washed out and ready to rally, which is scary. Fascinating also, too. Notice crypto. Pretty washed out here. And I kind of like the bull side of the crypto story right now. So that, to me, that actually resonates. Like we were looking at our top 30 in crypto on breadth, and we noticed that they pulled back sharply, but they didn't issue any sell signals. So now everything is pulled back and sort of oversold. It looks like it's ready to rally. And gee whiz, I thought it was kind of funny this morning. This TradingView site has like this stream thing here somewhere over here, idea stream. Oh, this stream here. And one of our OGs, Colin, I saw him. And I was like, hey, if he could do a video, I could do one too. So I tried, but it didn't work. It turns out you have to ask permission to actually stream. But I did a whole video, and I walked through how I was long these call options. And I said recently, don't get in the way of this trade. So I don't even have permission to take profits on this. I said to you I wanted to hold on to this position to fruition, and so I'm going to do that. And we'll probably promptly watch the US dollar just melt right back down and fill in this gap here. But, hindsight's 20/20. I don't mind the idea, especially of this massive cyclical pivot here. I just want to be long this US dollar index and just don't touch it. And, that's a trader's life. It's an option, so worst case scenario, it just expires worthless. That's why I like options. Best case scenario, the market does work its way back up top, which was what I'm expecting, and the option's worth a ton of money. And keep in mind, it's 2022 call option. I'm not in any hurry here whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised if the US dollar index and all its various trading partners to clean up that sort of oversold condition in all of those currencies. We actually see the US dollar index go through a period like this, or just back and forth, back and forth. It was just too one way there. And you see that, I like to show this image. You can see the bottoms in all the currencies coming in here overnight. Just yen, euro, Canadian dollar, Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, and there's the top in the US dollar. And actually, this is sort of my prognostication going forward. And as I said, I did up that video earlier, and I sort of walked through all this. It's kind of funny, but oh well. 38.2 is first stop target, pretty normal. Collins pump chaser zone. So I'll probably be looking for some sort of traffic in here. If this is the top, well, then we got to come back down, fill in gaps, reload zones, test trend lines, all that kind of fun talk. So that's sort of what I'm thinking US dollar wise, and this should be a risk on bet. Does that make sense with what we're seeing out of the other risk assets? Well, you can see Bitcoin. Geez, look at all these goddamn W's all across crypto. Remember, we saw on the breadth indicator, everything was washed out in crypto along with the currency. So it's the same thing. I mean, this, interestingly enough, this is ideal buying window. This is exactly what you want to see if you're thinking about taking a risk. Everything is washed out and oversold. So when everybody's short, which direction is the market likely to go? So it didn't really surprise me that, gee whiz, look at these goddamn W's coming in here. Really powerful, even in the spreads. And I was commenting with a guy on social media recently. These spreads are getting really bullish again. And you're seeing it on the craziest crypto stuff. Like through the weekend, I was banging out doubles on just the I mean, look at this XTZ. I think I came in down at the bottom on this thing. Let me change that to a regular chart. That's off of this guy here, XTC. Yeah, look at this. Man, I remember barking to you guys. And I'm gonna step in, buy reload zones. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, but there's my profit target double. And there it goes. It's doing its thing. So, interesting enough, this is kind of like the US dollar when it first started going. Your number one job, if you fucking worked your ass off to try and get in here, is now that this thing's starting to move, don't touch it. Don't get in its way. Just let it do its thing. And, you can see I just got an absolute sick-ass bid fill here just because I was like, I got to force myself to buy against the bottom end of ranges. And that's damn difficult. That's probably the hardest part of trading. So there I am filled at 6:30. We get up into this area, and I'm going to be selling half on a double. It's interesting how I have my order up here, sell half on a foggy. So I don't know whether that's being a bit greedy or not, but we'll see. But how can you be bearish of crypto looking at a chart like that? I mean, look where these damn things come from. You want to be bearish up here when the damn thing's expensive. Because this is what happens, right? Oh, Jesus, I'm wrecked. But, I mean, geez, this is going back now like into last December. This is like 4 or 5 months of things just go down. No, I don't want to go down. I want to go up. Go down. No, I don't want to go down. I want to go up. Go down. No, I want to go up. That's not a bearish chart, folks. So, anyway, I mean, I see this shit all over the place in crypto. So how on earth can you step in on the sell side? Look at this crazy-ass one that I got off yesterday. I was joking about it on the broiler chicken show. I didn't know whether I was going to get filled or not, but boom. And you can see the market even blew right through my level all the way up to 21 here. I think I got filled at 17. So... again, that's not a bearish chart. There's no way Bitcoin's going to crash in the face of that. This is the shit. The shit's going up right now. What'll end up happening is the shit'll go up so much that Bitcoin one day is going to look over and go, enough is enough. All right, I'm in charge of this goddamn game, and then it goes. I thought it was interesting starting the day here today. Like I said, all these first thing I do when I start my day is I pull up this screen. Just go, okay, where's the money flowing? And I mean, the money is flowing into risk. Look at the NASDAQ. And remember I showed you like the Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft. They're all just fucking going nuts here. I mean, money is piling into risk. And risk off, they're just sort of sitting there. And, 5-year, hell, it's threatening to make new lows here. The one piece that's missing out of all this is the oil market. I would believe this is full-on risk-on if the oil market was participating. So the fact that it isn't is a little suspicious here. I'll keep an eye on that going forward. So, that's sort of your backdrop of today. So, U.S. dollar coming off and probably, now into correction mode. Politicians, Biden and stuff, he's going to, pitch, let's go into more debt, raise taxes, right? So that's obviously going to be a negative for the U.S. dollar. Frankly speaking, I don't think the U.S. economy needs any more stimulus, and it's just really the socialists just trying to push their agenda. And frankly speaking, I think they're going to run into trouble. Well, we'll see how it goes. Stocks, there's that risk on bet. Like, holy bejesus, risk on. It was interesting, somebody made reference, I was squawking recently about the VIX options expiring, and somebody mentioned to me, Brian, these VIX contracts all settle for cash. So, if that's the case, then all those institutional players writing gazillions and gazillions of put options that all expired in the money, what does that mean? I mean, they didn't get delivered VIXs. They just had cash settlement. So I wonder whether maybe they were short a lot of VIX off the top and they used that options expiry as sort of squaring the books. I don't know. It's a tough one. Having said that, stock market itself surging higher here. Maybe even a little unhealthily how aggressive it is here. Maybe also, too, this is the market's way of kind of saying to the politicians, look, you just did that 1.9 trillion in stimulus. Maybe we don't need another big honking stimulus. What's bothersome right now for me is not so much these stimulus packages and sort of new debt issuance or tax changes. It's the runaway U.S. government deficits. I mean, they're kind of barking about a 1.9 trillion stimulus package. The U.S. government right now, the executive branch, is running a $5 trillion budget deficit. That's every year, and it's growing at like 20-30% a year. I mean, just staggering numbers. And that's where the hyperinflation problem really stems from. Is at some point, somebody has to say to the United States of America, like, you have to stop spending money like this. You can't do this. If they keep doing this, this is going to go the route of Weimar Germany. Say, call up your guy, you Americans, call up your politicians and say, look, we don't want to go the route of Weimar Germany. If it means that we have to maybe stop building the latest version of the $100 billion nuclear-powered submarine that can fire 50 missiles a second at your neighbor, well, so be it. If they don't, the United States of America is going to go exactly the same route as the Soviet Union. Somebody fucking send a memo. Anyway, it is what it is. Ironically enough, Willie Woo is calling for, 100 million gazillion dollar Bitcoin. So maybe he already sees that we're actually into the end game and it's too late. That this is Weimar Germany and there's no going back. It's a whirlpool. It's a black hole. And, you're going to have your Bitcoins 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 US dollars. But what the fuck's a US dollar worth? It takes $50 to buy a fucking loaf of bread. So, that is our world. Great on anybody who could use, either stock ownership, land ownership. Obviously, you've seen the way housing's been going the past year. Bitcoin ownership to hedge that. Don't lose those. Ironically enough, we're into the 4-year cycle where Bitcoin's supposed to go crazy here. So, as I sort of pointed out in the video yesterday, especially with what I would consider sort of industry deemed experts, Willie, calling for things like $300,000 Bitcoin by the end of this move. Well, this might be sort of that end game scenario. What does the ultimate demise of this fiat currency system look like? So don't get rid of those hedges. And of course, if you can, zip in and bang out doubles on altcoins and, stack sats and all that kind of fun stuff while we're at it. Rock and roll. Look at this shitcoin fucking index. It's just straight up. So there ain't no quit in that. And like I showed you, now the garbage is starting to go 10x. So anyway, it's hyperinflation. There it is. Like I said, I'm fascinated by the oil. We should all keep an eye on the oil and how does it act through here as a proxy of that risk market. This might be a trap here if the oil just totally melts down. So, interesting. Definitely not really a trade either one way or the other. If anything, I'd almost want to be hunting a bearish bot on that oil. Probably watching the oil really closely is the bond market, and the bond market kind of wants to turn back up here. You can see, I did my funny little prognostication of what I thought was going to happen here. I like the idea of the bond market rallying, but it's predicated on risk calming down. So what the hell's going on in the stock market? The bond market likes what it sees out of the energy market. It does not like what it sees out of the stock market. So as a result, bond market's basically a doji day. Hurry up and do nothing. It's interesting to see we got some nice railroad tracks on the gold market there last week. Looks like we've got some follow-through buying. I don't really like sort of the bigger picture location of this trade. And I looked at a bunch of oil stocks, and it's sort of like what I think's going on here is, kind of market symmetry, right? There's one side, there's the other side. Then you have kind of like this choppy, and I think that's what you're going to see here is choppy. And I think there's still one more dump lower here to fill that gap in. And I think that, like you can see on sort of my funny little prognostication, that's kind of what I think has to happen here into the summer. But right now, we're going through the choppy. We might work our way back up to the top of this channel. I don't know. Then I don't really like the look of the gold stocks right here. They just don't look like a good buy here in my eyes. So not really overly excited. And my little venture names, a lot of the big ones, the ones that have moved over the past season, they're still way too expensive. Couldn't even consider coming in on the buy side. And then a couple of the new names that I'm interested in that I want to try and pick up, they're still going through the process of bottoming. So I just don't think there's a huge hurry here. Where the hell is that? Oh, no, weird. Looks like I lost a screen. Oh, damn. Oh, well. It's got it somewhere around here. Nope, that's gone. Oh, well. Probably wasn't that important anyway. Let's get back on topic here. So, really simply put, risk is giving me slightly different messages. Risk off, kind of wishy-washy, not really breaking out here, but trying to. Like I said, you got railroad tracks coming in on the golds, trying to W. We got a W trying to form on the bonds. The crude is trying to break down here. The stocks and crypto, interestingly, are being stubbornly uncooperative. Junior market relative to the senior market, huge message today, and actually in Jamie's presentation it was a great summary. Seeing, like I said, large cap growth stocks putting in pretty solid bottoms and wanting to rally here. So in a weird sort of way, that's kind of kicked the poop out of the junior market. And this is sort of the more speculative part of the stock market. It's on pause. Not really banging out any doubles on junior stocks right now. They're all just sort of twiddling their thumbs. As for the corn itself, I went through quite a bit of sort of discussion as to what I was sort of thinking here yesterday. We did have yesterday the first W in this RSI study did come in sort of saying, okay, bears, you better cool your jets. And that looks like that was correct. Then we had a second W come in on the retail open. Remember I said huge risk on. Proxy, stocks jumping up, crypto jumped up, big W, and a second W, or yellow W, through the 50 line. That's actually a pretty big buy signal. So, I don't know how this is going to play out, but I think the bear definitely is done for now. And my hunch is that this continuation pattern has not been completed yet. So believe it or not, I actually think we need to work our way up, basically test these old highs. And of course we got that big Coinbase IPO coming up. I can't see how this thing's going to be weak into that. They're going to want to make sure this market's nice and strong. So there is the 14th, 9 a.m. my time. I wouldn't be surprised if this bow tie plays out right on cue and right into that window. We're right up against those highs there. It's not really like, oh my God, gotta get out there and gotta buy Bitcoins and oh my God, it's 10x move. Man, this is more this conversation that I think the market is sort of comfortably parked in a pretty damn big trading range here. Man, it's pointing higher, higher highs and higher lows defines a bull market. We kind of lost the parabolic move of the market a while ago, so I don't think we're in that parabolic phase anymore. Thank heavens. Parabolic moves, they're dangerous. When you can have a parabolic move, somebody sneezes and the fucking thing just collapses. So if anything, it's better that we're not in that kind of state anymore. So right now, let's just see how this Coinbase IPO goes. I think they're going to want the market fairly strong. But once we're done that and this bow tie has played itself out, don't be surprised if there's sort of like a buy the rumor and then sell the news. So once that event happens, I'd be looking for a bit of weakness back the other side. So we'll see how it goes. For now, we're pointing up. We'll check in with you guys tomorrow and we'll update that image. As I said, for the poop coins, what's fascinating is like through the weekend, kind of like, oh, is Bitcoin going to top out? Is Ethereum going to top out? Then you go and you pull up this damn thing and it's like there's green everywhere. So like kind of as I was showing you those coins earlier, how on earth can Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever crap out if the buyers just keep coming in on these damn things? And they just keep coming in. Like I showed you this band the other day. It's a steamroll. It's just one directional. In fact, actually, I went and picked up some of this Mona today. I love it so much. Such a beautiful little chart. I mean, look at that. It's just perfect. Look at that double bottom. So I went and picked some up off of that level. In fact, actually, I have to post that in the room there, Cohen? Forgot about that. Super strong market. Very, very strong. Picked up some of this Ubic the other day. Yeah, I kind of like those W's. They look good. Actually, things like this KSM, I have to figure out where the hell I'm going to be selling, right? I bought down here, and it's just like, oh, God, where the hell do I sell? So, that's the kind of market it is for altcoins. And my message to the community today was, we're in this hyperinflationary spiral. This feels like it's the end game of whatever the current sort of crisis is. I don't know what the hell this looks like heading into the end of the year, but we should all do very, very well financially through this. The first part of the year we had 10Xs on things like library credits, on Luna, on LTO. There's a few names that I've shown you that have gone absolutely apeshit here. There should be probably maybe about 3 or 4 of these little rally windows through the rest of this year. I will say, though, once we get into the end of the year, I'm going to be taking profits and ringing the register because I have a big capital purchase I have to think about for my son here to set him up for the future. So just be aware, I spend some time talking to the community, just going through a lot of these names like this XTC. I mean, I can't force you to come in and buy against the bottom ends of ranges, but this is the way fortunes are made in this game. And now I'm long from down here on this thing, and actually I have the discretion. Now I'm going to work orders at foggy levels. I don't know what's going to happen here. But the irony of it all is I don't see any reason why this thing can't be trading up here by the time the middle of the summer. It wouldn't be shocking. So take advantage of this window. It's here. Those people that don't take advantage of this, the price inflation that you're going to see at the grocery store, at the gas station, all that kind of stuff, it's really going to bite into your pocketbook. So take every opportunity you can to try and make as much capital gains as you can, which ironically enough is just doing nothing more than just offsetting the dilution of the system. Sad. But it is what it is. Look at this ONT. Oh, Jesus, look at that chart. I mean, there it goes. There's another one. So, man, get out there and hunt. There should be some really fun names. In fact, actually, did this one just come into a selling window for me? I guess that was a sell from back here. So I just reloaded on this guy. So I think I better get my butt in gear and make sure I have those sell halves on double orders working. Hey, look at that. It did actually rally up into my double level. So I think I'll end the video and go review my open orders and make darn sure I've got sell orders working. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't know whether you got any value out of it or not, but all the best. PMA for the win. Don't take no wooden nickels. Try to remember what your number one job is. Swear, while this risk window is open here, man, take advantage of it. Because these are bullish looking markets, and I think there's some money to be made. All right, everybody, have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Rah, rah, Bitcoin. Rah, rah, crypto. Boo to the US dollar. All the best, and bye for now.